Thank you very much. Hey, you people are my type of people, believe me. I started this business in here about late 80s, or late 70s, I'm sorry. And I started with truckers, and that didn't go before because they were too busy to learn about their liberties. Can you hear me? No? So put it right next to my mouth? Wow, okay. I'm sorry. Got too loud. If I do anything wrong, yell at me. Okay, you have to yell because I'm hard of hearing. And my wife vouched for that. She's home rolling bullets today. She couldn't come. No, I'm just teasing. I started in the growing business way back in the late 70s. I got back to Vietnam. I started drinking. I was John Wayne, Apple Pie, Chevrolet, and a couple friends, one of them now my brother-in-law, we was driving in front of Shasta Dam, never smoked a joint in my life, never took a hit. I had a beer between my legs, and one of them lit a joint up and passed it to me, and I said, what do I do with it? And they said, smoke it like a cigarette. And so I took my first hit on the downhill side of Shasta Dam, and a four-wheel drive pickup. And when I took that first hit, I reached between my legs, got that bottle of beer, and poured it out of the window. And I've never had a drink since. But I knew that I found my drug that was going to help me, and so I had to make a decision to produce that drug because I knew it was illegal. And so it took me a couple of years to get out of the system, and what got me out of the system was the abortion issue. That got me out of the system. When I came home from Vietnam, I was considered a baby killer. In fact, my friend that let me smoke the first joint with him, he was the only friend that I had in the Reading area that knew I was a Vietnam veteran, because I hid it, because I didn't want to be called a baby killer, because I knew I was going to kill someone for doing that. And so I knew I had to escape, and it took me a couple years to do it. And I finally was able to move up to Trinity County in a box canyon in the backcountry, and I started growing. And I grew guerrilla growing for years and years and years until 1996, and we voted for the Compassionate Use Act, and I started growing the next year. And that was the year the feds came in and got me. And I went to court. They wouldn't allow defense for me. I couldn't say the word medical marijuana at the trial. In fact, my friend Woody Harrelson, when he was on the witness stand, he mentioned medical marijuana, and the judge said, Mr. Harrelson, if you say that word one more time, I'm going to put you in jail. That's how bad the federal government is. We had no defense. I was found guilty. They gave me 27 months, and I did my 27 months standing on my head. And I got out, and I started growing pot again. They're not going to tell me what I can do. I won't allow that. So during the 3 years I was on probation, I grew 3 years. Passed every drug test. It's easy to pass the drug test. And then I finally discovered where my liberties are. And this is what I'm going to talk to you today about, your liberties. Our liberties have been hidden from us because we're not educated on our liberties. And it's your responsibility, each individual, to be educated on your liberties. I can't claim your liberties for you. I can only claim my liberty. You have to claim your liberty. because you're independent. We're born free and independent. Now, we're also born with unalienable rights. Now, what's the difference between unalienable rights and civil rights? There's a big difference, a real big difference. Unalienable rights come from your Creator. Whoever creates you, and it's your choice, it's not my choice who creates you, it's your choice, they give you unalienable rights. Now, if you go, in order to learn about your liberties, you're going to have America's freedom documents. And you can get these down at your local congressman's office or your assembly speaker or whatever, but they'll give you this book, and it has all of the documents that you need to know how to get your liberties. Now, we didn't write the Constitution, we're just the caretakers of it. So if we're going to be the caretakers of the Constitution,